What's up guys, Chunky back here on my channel. Yes, I know my upload schedule's a little bit all over the place, but I'm back. If you've seen, if you're a gaming fan and you've seen anywhere on the internet, the latest trailer for Red Dead Redemption 2 has been released. And with that said, I just wanted to have a little talk about it, give you my thoughts on it. I wanted to do a reaction trailer, a reaction video, I should say, but I was just too excited. I couldn't stay back until recording. I had to watch it straight away. With that said, I have watched it numerous times. So without further ado, let's get talking about it. Now, in this Red Dead Redemption, it's looking like it's a prequel. So let's base everything I say off that. It's safe to say that you play as a character whose name is Arthur Morgan. Now, Arthur Morgan is part of the Van der Linde gang run by Dutch himself. Dutch you may have seen in the first Red Dead Redemption. He looks much younger here, but I'll get to that a bit later.
Got some money for me, boy? I seen your name in our ledger.
And from what I can tell, he seems like a legitimate outlaw. Now, John Marston from the first game is actually a great character. And for that matter, he is an outlaw, but because of his motivations for leaving the gang and kind of trying to turn a new leaf, you are encouraged to play him as a good guy. And most of us did. I know I did. And it seems like we're finally getting the chance to play as a straight-out criminal.
We got lawmen in 3 different states after us.
I wanted a game that not necessarily rewards you for being a criminal, but doesn't necessarily punish you for it either. It's not really, I wouldn't say it's healthy to encourage such behavior, but in a game like Red Dead Redemption, it's the Wild West and you're just going to do crazy shit, and as you should. It's a cowboy simulator, so why not? Go nuts with it. Now, like I said before, Dutch Van der Linde is back. He's the leader of the gang. Hopefully, if we're seeing someone like Dutch, he looks not much younger. He looks a fair amount of years younger than he does, or he did, in Red Dead Redemption 1. Hopefully we'll see someone else, like maybe John Marston, as he was a part of the gang, and probably would have been at the time. There's not really many parts of the trailer which hint at John Marston, but you do see Dutch. This being a Van der Linde gang story, hopefully that John Marston is there as well, in some way, shape or form. Like I said, we're playing as Arthur, so I don't really expect to play as John, but it would be nice to see him nonetheless. I love that character. And also as well, Dutch is a really cool character as well. I don't really want to spoil the first one. If you haven't played it, you should play it. It's one of the best games ever. It's one of the best Rockstar games ever, and it's one of the best games ever made. Definitely one of the best on the last generation of consoles, and you should play it. With that side note over, yes, like I said, all these characters are back, so it's really hinting at the fact that it is a prequel, and hopefully we just see some more of those characters. One thing I noticed about the trailer was all these kinds of robberies and being chased through the country as outlaws and being chased by different lawmen and stuff like that. From what I saw on the train, it looks like there are going to be heists, breaking into the banks and, making the tellers get some money out for you and stuff. It's one thing that Rockstar do is they iterate the mechanics from game to game. They learn new things and they do carry them over into each experience, regardless of how different it is. So it seems like here, heists are going to be back in some way, shape or form. You saw them kind of running across the train, hanging off the train, and it's probably most likely going to be in this game. Now, overall, it's just interesting to see the world itself and just how good it looks. I think Rockstar outdo themselves every time. And being one of the first true next generation Rockstar titles, it's constantly amazing to see how well the game looks. All these characters look really good. There's a lot of facial detail. There's a lot of kind of detail in the environments, and from what we've seen, there's going to be some sort of dynamic weather system and stuff like that in different environments, like the snow and, obviously, the Texan desert and stuff like that. They're going to take a lot of environments into account, and with a dynamic weather system, that's going to look really good. So yeah, like I said, if you don't know much about kind of how open world games work, the general consensus is that the more open and detailed games get, the kind of more you have to sacrifice that graphical fidelity. Which is why Rockstar games never really look their best on something like the PS2, for example. However, Rockstar are really trying to ditch that kind of that myth, if you want to call it, because it just doesn't seem like a myth anymore. It seems like open world games can be that open and that good looking. So, it's great to see. Like Grand Theft Auto 5 was really good looking for the amount of detail and variety given. So, like I said, they're just following suit, iterating on their past titles, and it is definitely present here. And even with the world itself being as open as it is, it seems to be more detailed. You know, there's actually more wildlife around. There's kind of more, there's just more of a living, breathing world around you. You know, there's kind of some cool memories I have of the first game where you just run across like a bear, you know, some wild bear, and you'd have to shoot it down, and it would become like a mini boss battle in itself. It's just exciting stuff. So I'm glad that's going to be back. You know, from the trailer, there is wildlife around. There is mention of alligators, and kind of you see the main character, what seems to be the main characters, the Van der Linde gang, wading through a swamp. So maybe either number one, there'll be water mechanics, you'll be able to swim, and number two, you'll be coming up against alligators in these sorts of situations. You know, like I said, having seen these characters be wading through a swamp, it plays once again into these different environments, and maybe some sort of a Louisiana-esque swamp location is going to be implemented, something that we didn't see in the first Red Dead Redemption. You know, and given how short the trailer was, guys, I'm still going. There's just so much more to unpack. The weapons are a big deal. We see Arthur firing a bow and arrow, something that wasn't in the first game. Great. For hunting purposes, for stealth purposes, a bow and arrow is definitely key. It wasn't necessarily easy to go about stealth in the first Red Dead Redemption. You are loaded with gun-powdered weapons, which aren't necessarily quiet. There's no silencers around, so a bow and arrow is definitely a welcome addition. And throughout the action scenes, there also are a couple shots of Arthur actually dual-wielding some guns. Hopefully that's something that we'll get to see. I don't know why dual-wielding has been some sort of missing mechanic. It just seems like it should have been done a while ago. So hopefully something like dual wielding is back in addition to the new weapons that we may see. I'm hoping that there are more weapons as well, which is always a welcome addition. But yeah, dual wielding just seems like such a Wild West thing anyway. So yeah, why not add it in here? This game is coming out spring of next year. Now that's American spring, I'm assuming, so that might be the middle of the year-esque. It might be that you know, April, May, June block that we'll see it. Hopefully it doesn't get delayed. I know Rockstar Games have had this recent reputation of delaying their games, but given that, it's not too far away. It's coming to the next generation consoles only. Sorry to the last generation, but that is done and dusted. So hopefully we get to see more in the coming months before it gets released, maybe a gameplay trailer or something like that, and you can be damn sure that I'll be back to cover it. Thank you very much, guys. If you liked the video, please leave a like down below. If you have an opinion on the trailer, on the game, if you're looking forward to it, what are you looking forward to, and what you did or did not like about this trailer, please comment down below. And most of all, guys, you know the drill. If you're new to this channel, please subscribe. You'd be doing me a huge favor, and join the journey to 100 subscribers. Thank you very much once again, guys. Thanks for stopping by Chunky's World, and I'll see you soon. Take care.
Do you have my back? Always, Dutch.
Product not yet rated.